I hope this is working. Let me know if it is not. I should be able to see the chat now, so feel free to talk to me. We should be starting off straight with the first game, I'm hoping. The veto has gone through. I have no idea what the results were because I was messing around with trying to get the stream to start last minute because, well, I'm not really meant to be doing it. I mean, the last time that I played Counter Strike was about a year ago, so I'm sure that we're going to be in for a very fun time waiting for this. So obviously, as you know, this is Oxford versus Cambridge, thanks due to the lovely COVID-19 being held at home instead of a lovely theatre in London that we were hoping to get. But, you know, such is life. We're all having to make sacrifices so far. Anyway, we seem to be starting off with a lovely start on Overpass. I have been informed that the maps to go through are Overpass for the first match, followed by Mirage, and then Vertigo, I believe it was, which could be very interesting. Let me check that I read the message correct. Fingers crossed. Oh no, it was Overpass, Mirage, followed by Inferno. Would have been great having a Vertigo match, wouldn't it? I believe it's because I know Oxford were preparing Vertigo at some point. I think I saw some smokes and other nades being in the chat. Anyway, regardless, I suppose we're waiting for them to ready up here, but we'll be on the go. I can't say that my directing abilities will be fantastic due to the fact that I've never done this before, never casted, never done anything. But please let me know if the volume is too loud or too quiet. But yeah, should be in for a good time. So that you know about myself, my username is Existence. I was the captain for the CS team for the last 3 years, giving out last year as I'm in my final year of a Masters in Physics. Which has been going pretty well. Been specialising in theoretical physics and condensed matter physics. But I did once upon a time spend a lot of time in good old Counter Strike. As you can tell, I am alone, which means that this awkward feeling of silence is going to be most of the stream, and I will pathetically attempt to try to, give you a decent idea of what's going on. It's going to have no idea if any of what I say is going to be more than what you know, but feel free to chime in the chat if you are there. It will be great fun. Hopefully I will at some point learn what the hotkeys are for hiding the overlay and the X-ray. I did set up the X-ray earlier, so there you go. Now you're seeing exactly what the players are seeing, except with, you know, the overlay. Yeah, we can go for a little wander, shall we? I don't know where people are if I don't do that. Hopefully my keyboard won't be too loud, and hopefully the stream isn't too laggy. Yeah. Looks like we're off to the start. So first game, Oxford versus Cambridge. Have no idea about any of the players, to be honest. It looks like Oxford have decided to stick with terrorists. I don't actually know who won the toss because I can't see the chat. What a beautiful world I live in. So unprepared. But anyway, we are off. Looks like the CT... Oh, it's the knife round. Of course, we haven't decided anything yet. Jeez. Here we go. My CS knowledge is coming back to me for tournaments. There's Let's have a look at this knife fight from up here, shall we? It looks like Oxford are down to their last man. Can he reclaim it? Very unlikely. He doesn't. Counter-terrorists. Cambridge win the 9th round. Let's see what they decide. Will they stick or will they switch? I don't know. I feel like we should just do 9th rounds all the time. Come on, do the ceremonial stabbing. Oh, at least Oxford are joining in on the ceremonial stabbing of your own teammates. Come on. Come on, guys. It's got to be at least one kill. He's there on 9% health. He's ripe for the killing. Oh, Cambridge looks like they're joining in. Go on. You know you want to. Come on, Ben. Oh. And there we go. First team kill. That is what we want to see in the after 9th round. That is what we always love to see. Oh, and a sneaky terrorist comes in and kills Skillet Man. Let's see if we learn... I actually learned the names of the teams before this. At the end of this game. Let's see what they're chatting about. I can see it in the console. Sorting out their tags, we see. Well, suppose I can tell you maybe a bit of, if you're joining. Your left lung is on Oxford. That is a beautiful way to put it. I worry for your lung. I hope that you've done more research into these teams than I have for knowing who is going to win or not. But we shall see. I think I'm going to need to... over here, let me hopefully I'll counter-terrorists win. God, you know, I would love if I could remember how to do any of this, but I cannot. So let's give it a go. Let's get back in the game. All right. Are we still, I'd say they are staying. Quite a CT sign-in map this can be if you can hold overpass. I love this map personally. It gives a lot of options for rotates, and I do enjoy the verticality. But anyway, it has once again been a very long time since I've played any of this. Let's see what's going on in the chat again. Apparently nothing works, which is always good to see. I can currently not see the chat, I'm afraid, but I'm working on it slowly. Hopefully nothing changes while I do this, you know, always fingers crossed. All right, looks like we're getting into the start of it then, eh? Let's see if I can work out anything while we go through this game about the old GoTV and how to actually make sure that I'm looking at the action. I may have to switch to auto director at one point, but we are off. Let's have a look over here, shall we? You know, I wish I remembered what the button was to turn this off, but it looks like we're running into here. Fluffy's dropping back. You know, we'll get there. Trigger Muffin looks like he's going to be the one first peeking. And we've got 7 going to long. He's going to engage with, Infra. There we go. Kind of having a slow push going here towards Banana. Or or short, depending on how you put it. And we've got our first kill. Fluffy takes a headshot off of Trump. And it looks like Blitz is moving in after we've gotten 2 C2 kills. It's down to Infra to hold the site. 2 looks like he's rotating. That would be Dan. But it looks like we have a fake as the CTs are judging what's going on in the past. But looks like they're actually going to go back to A. Blitz is going to be coming in onto the site, getting that opening frag. Can he get it onto Dan? If he does, this is very important. But Dan throws a lovely flash, but can't make anything off of it. He's doing well holding the site, but he eventually goes down. It's all up to Ben on the rotate to come in, but it's not looking pretty. He's getting down the plant, and we've got a good setup on long and short to hold the bomb. It might be worth saving at this point, that little bit of armor, but it's damaged. There's not really too much point in it if you're going to be saving next round anyway. Perhaps if he can get this frag on Heath, then we'll have a good start, but it's looking unfortunate as Heath is dancing around him, making him look like a damn fool. But he gets the frag. Will he be able to pull off the defuse? He has picked up a kit. But it looks like old Watermelon here is doing a good job at stopping him from getting the defuse off. And it doesn't look like Ben will be escaping with his life either. So the first round goes to Oxford. Jesus Christ, you know. This is going to be a long day, I'm afraid, boys who are watching. This trash talk is what's going to be going on the whole time. So Cambridge are on the save by the looks of it. And the T's are just spreading out, trying to see if there's going to be a push or any sort. I think Heath is going to be here looking for that CT push. Oh, will he spot it though? Will he spot it? And it doesn't look like he gets it. Fluffy getting the... Well, Ben and Fluffy taking him down and getting that AK. That is unfortunate. Okay, let's me try and work out who's this. Ben is pushing around to see if he can get any info. Haven't spotted the bomb just yet. Exchanged some shots with Trump 2020. But nothing seems to have come of it. T's are just holding, seeing if there's any further pushes. I've got to be cautious as they have lost that AK. Especially to, I know the one thing I do know is that Fluffy is the captain of Cambridge, so that's not the man you want to lose the gun to. At least in my experience playing against him. Looks like there's just going to be a slow push. The CTs are holding, which is what they want to do. They don't want to throw away this advantage they've got. Just hold to see if they can get any information. They know they can't really be to B, which is why we've got these three CTs holding on A site. And as the smokes come in, catches out Trump 2020 a bit there, but can't seem to make the connections. It's going to be on Fluffy to try and hold this advance. And unfortunately goes down, but not without taking out 2 of them. We're going to need to see the plant here, and it might be up to Dan to try and stop it. Oh, and Triggerman getting just in between. That was very unfortunate for Dan there. He almost pulled off the clutch. Now Ben is going to be trying his best, but gets seen through the smoke. And once again, as expected, the second round does go to Oxford after they won the first, but Cambridge putting up a very impressive fight for what I believe to be pretty much a full save. And we're seeing the AWP come out for Fluffy here. An auto shotty and Dan, I want to see where that's going. I imagine that's going down to short and B. But the terrorists buying up. We've got 1 scout for Heath as he did lose it. But Fluffy getting that opening frag on Blitz up there. Apologies for not seeing that. I'm not paying attention. Let's see see if we can get a little bit of a view. So Heath is watching short, trying not to get caught out from where he did last time. And as I expected, Dan has gone to short. But it does seem to be as if it is going to be a B push. smokes coming in from Oxford. The incendiary and smoke coming out from there. I apologise still for my lack of directing. We see a lot of people blowing up, and we get a nice little kill through the smoke there. I assume he trying to push and bumped into him. Fluffy holding from heaven and getting that kill on the bomb, which is very important, leaving Trump 2020 on his own, and he's been spotted and tagged. Unfortunate for Fluffy for clicking the edge of that building there, but I think this should be it for Cambridge, unless Trump 2020 can pull out something big. Looks like Fluffy whips the shot but goes back again. Trump seeing if he can just get the plant, but I don't think it's going to come in, as Infra is going to spray through the smoke, and the first buy round goes to Cambridge. Beautiful. Now, unfortunately, it looks like we're having a force up from Oxford here, or I don't actually know how much money people have got. Yes, it is a force coming in from the terrorist side here, and see where they go with it. Are they going to go for a quick V-rush? Could be. Looks like they might be setting out for the default. Heath going in as the main man, by the looks of it, for Oxford. Holding that short angle that he's been doing the whole time. And almost gets that peek off of Dan, but he backs off just as he passes around the corner with the swag 7 there. Seems like quite a common hold here on the B site. Oh, well, there we get a spray through the smoke from Ben. I'm apologising for missing that. I would have loved to have seen that. And we had a boost over onto looking into short there. I think he managed to get the guy in underpass or whatever it is. Connector, that's the word I'm looking for. Connector, I've been looking for it the whole time. Aren't you proud of me, boys? Looks like have Trump 2020 and Triggerman left. Trump 2020 is coming up, but ooh, just about caught that. There was a lovely flash there from Ben one and finish. Dan gets the kill. Looks like Trump 2020 is going to face off against Skeleton Man here. Skeleton Man gets out the nice flash, forcing him to look away and picks up the kill. So unfortunately not paying off there, the force for Oxford, but they didn't particularly have much choice. We're going to have to save anyway. But, you know, such is life. Let's see if they... Probably going to rush somewhere here, but... See if they can get anything off of it. Might be able to get something quickly, but it looks like they're rushing towards Fountain. Skeleton Man may be the first to see them, but it looks like they might be going towards Long, which is a bit ill-advised with pistols, but Fluffy and Infra are both waiting there for them. This is looking rather like a massacre. Fluffy doing a good job swapping to his pistol and cleaning up that last tee. Now it looks like we've gotten the full buy as expected out of Oxford. No AWP just yet, but they do have the SG. Let's see if Fluffy's going for the peak as he normally does. Always going into connector. Might be able to pick up one, and he has. Lovely little peek there, and taking Trump by surprise. Looks like Dan's going to be holding them off at short here. There's many smokes where I'm not sure what Oxford's plan with that smoke was, as it doesn't really cover anything, but, you know, it's just, it looks like we're going to have a little boost here. Seeing what's going on. And oh, he catches Fluffy, who's up in heaven. That's quite a good frag. I'm going to be facing off with Dan right here. And oh, Heath getting those frags. He's hitting those heads, but not expecting one other on the site. But Heath cleaning them up. So So we're seeing the backup coming through. The bomb is going down. And I can't see who it is. And he's gotten out. So it's all on the CTs to try and retake this site. And we have got the smoke blocking short there. It's going to give Skeleton Man some time to pick up. Ooh, and Jamel Money Watermelon being caught out. What are they going to be? Ooh, and this is looking unfortunate for Oxford here. What was a done deal has gone the other way. And that nice smoke blocking the defusal denial has gone. If the stream is laggy, give me a second. I think it might be that I'm trying to use my internet too much. My internet is not that good. And I have Facebook open, so now some Facebook notifications are coming through. I may have to cut the stream for a quick second in a minute to try and see if I can sort out the laggy situation. It looks like Heath is doing what Heath does best and pushing in and finding those kills, but he doesn't find the kill on Ben. But we have Oxford pushing through nonetheless, as we have Fluffy coming and peeking the site. Decides not to throw the nade, could have gotten some decent damage there, but he's throwing it now and seems to somewhat miss its target. Infra and Skeleton Man are going to be peeking together. Let's hope they don't forget about Trump, who is lurking behind that wall. It's a position you've got to remember to check. It can always get you out, but it looks like Skeleton Man has found it. But it's Fluffy who actually gets the frag on there. I'm not sure how that happened. But once again, it's going to look like it's going to be a defusal denial. But this time, Oxford actually manages to pick it up. So we have a bit of round... Oh, this is good fun here. Unfortunate for Blitz, but will Fluffy survive? No, he goes down and loses that. Alright. But give me 2 seconds and I will see if I can get the stream to be a little less laggy once we've ended a round. I'll try and do it. I'm not an expert at streaming. This is possibly one of the first streams I've properly done. I'm not very comfortable talking to myself, to be honest. But you know, we'll make do. And the cringe can be on the internet forever because I've resigned my life to that. I wish someone was here with me. Damn it, trying to get the cheeky peek onto Heath. He has been caught out by that quite a bit today, which is a bit worrying. But hopefully he will wise up soon. Got a push into parting connector, but we're having a push up long. This could be dangerous if they're not looking out for this, but it looks like Trigger is looking for it. He does catch them out, but does he know that they're there? No, he doesn't. Unfortunate for Fluffy there. Great idea. But Oxford managed to repel it just in time. But bloody hell, Dan doing the work down here near B site, forcing them. And now he's got all that information that they're not at B. So we should be seeing the rotate up to A. Although they have left connector wide open, which is a bit dangerous as they've have gone. But they have left a man at B site, so it shouldn't be too bad. It looks like Infra might get the first information here. Smoke will let them know their position, but CTs do have control over most of the map here now. Spotting. They know where both of them are, so the rotate's coming in anyway, but Infra doesn't need the help, he cleans it up. Okay. Give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back. We will be back. And hopefully the stream will be a little less laggy. I've just lowered the quality at which I'm streaming because my internet is not fantastic here. Looks like we're going for a sneaky beaky playthrough connector here. Is Skeleton Man going to be watching it? But if he's going to peek in a minute. He's seen them. The bomb has been spotted, so we should be seeing a rotate here. You see a classic pressing the wrong button. Bomb goes down. Doesn't look like we're going to be seeing much from Oxford here. Do you get one kill? They are flashed as Skeleton Man comes in. Oh shit, pressed the wrong button. Excuse my foul language. That's all on Jamal Money to try and save this weapon. Ben will get the knowledge of where he is, and I believe this is it for him. Jamal Money unfortunately walks straight into the waiting bullet of Ben. No, I have no idea who Infra is. I feel like I keep on calling him Infra. That's the physicist in me. Just infrared, you know. Everyone knows what that is. Or at least I hope you do. Dan going for his usual peek down short. Molly doesn't seem to connect. I'm not sure who threw that one actually. I wasn't paying attention, I'm afraid. Tease Oxford here set up quite defensively, I think, trying to catch out any sort of push Cambridge get forward, trying to hope that their few wins have given them a bit of confidence to take those risks, but it doesn't look like Cambridge are taking the bait. Oh, unfortunately Fluffy has a good engagement but can't quite finish them off. Trigger Muffin getting a friendly fire on Heath there. That's going to be unfortunate if the money is set up poorly, but sometimes you can get like minus 20,000 killing a teammate if it's set up wrong. It looks like it should be okay. It's up to Ben. Defends the site as there is quite a only 2 players on the site at the moment. Looks like Oxford is setting up for a fake here, but it looks like Infra is suspecting that the rotate might happen. Six is going to have to make himself known if he wants this fake to work, but it is a sacrifice taking the AWP there. But he does get off a shot, but will the CTs are not falling for this at all. Skeleton Man has rotated and Infra takes down the bomb, so there's no chance in winning. Blitz will just have to save this round. It's not a bad save that he's got the AWP, but he has gotten away safely there. Hidden right back at T-spawn. So we're looking 7-3 to Cambridge right now. Overpass, it can be quite heavily CT-sided if the terrorists don't have that many strats for opening a site. It can be difficult with the map on Overpass with making sure that you actually eliminate those angles, but it looks like Skeleton Man has taken the AWP this time. Fluffy laying it down for his brother in arms there. But both of them having very good games, so I don't think that either is a bad choice to hold the AWP. But it looks like Skeleton Man misses a shot. Maybe I take back what I said, but Fluffy is there to make up for his mistakes. Looks like Skeleton Man is going to have a face-off against Blitz here. And Blitz does get the peek onto Fluffy, as I believe he thought Skeleton Man would be looking at that angle. See Trump 2020 moving round, trying to catch Skeleton Man off guard, which might work, but he's looking for someone in bathrooms, which is not where there is anyone. Looks like we've got some... I spoke up, and Skeleton Man taking a very aggressive position here. Will it pay off as he comes for the peak? And Trump 2020 whiffing that. It's unfortunate there. That would have been a good opening frag. The smokes come down from Oxford. They're going to try and take this site. And Infer holds off one, which is a good result, leaving it as a 3v2. Cambridge are going to have to keep this site. They've got the bomb planted, but Blitz is very open here. He's going to have to get a frag, but he manages to drop off just in time before Ben decides to push. Now we're seeing a very coordinated effort from the T's here, getting that smoke down. There's a bit of a bait to try and lure up Bits. Unfortunately, Bits did get Dan. And now it's going to be a pros don't fake situation. You hate to see it, don't you? Well done for Cambridge for having the guts to go for that defuse. Unfortunate the money did not have the balls to try and stop it. It's unfortunate. He should have gone for trying to deny it there. As he heard the press, there wasn't any time for him to get out of the smoke that they had placed for him to actually get a good shot off of him. But you live and learn, don't you? You live and learn. Puts Cambridge 8-3 up. Not looking good for Oxford, but that is life. Like the T's are set up very heavily for B here. We've got 2 in connector, pushing through onto short. They are taking it. They can hear one. Oh, and Fluffy getting the peek. Saw them coming to short and manages to take one down. Very unlucky for Oxford there. And now they've put up the smokes to defend. But we have Trump 2020 coming in, trying to get something. Heath goes down. We do have Fluffy on the site here, very close up. Can't see through the smoke, but he's getting a lot of information just through his ears here. And Trigger Muffin does not suspect him to be so close there. Leaves it all on Blitz to try and hold off this 3-man CT team. Gets spotted by the AWP, and that's most likely it as the CT's push in. So we get off a nice defuse here. I'm going backwards in the smoke. Puts the counter-terrors 6 rounds ahead of Oxford, which is looking like it may be a bit of a done deal for Oxford at this point, but we will see if they can regain it in their counter-terrorist side. Hopefully they have been practicing their defences, as it seems that Cambridge have been practicing their overpass. So we will see if they're able to defend against their attack. But regardless, into the next round, we do have a bye from Oxford. Blitz does have the AWP, but he seems to be holding back at playground. Most likely looking to go towards long or party. And you see the T's are giving up a lot of map control here. And luckily for them, it's paying off, as Cambridge in the second half of the map haven't been pushing very much. But saying that, Dan is seeing what information he can gather here. Will find no terrorists towards B, which could give them a lot of information that you don't want them having. Been a bit better to leave one, but Bennett is pushing up here, which could leave them in a bit of a bad situation, as they're already 3 on A side. But it looks like 2 is Dan is going to be rotating back, which would put them 4 on A side. Skeleton Man getting a nice little tag on Trump there. And Fluffy looking as if he's taking aggressive position. Now they can afford this, as there are now 4 on the site. Once again, this is all because of Oxford letting them get behind them there and getting that information that they're not at B site. Now connector is open, but so Cambridge are taking a bit of a gamble here. But it looks like Oxford are going to play right into their hands. Fluffy here. Heath is expecting it. Des managed to take him out before he can do any real damage. Infer doing some defense, but not managing to carry it off. The bomb goes down, and Skeleton Man manages to pick it up on when they try to retake it, and left them Oxford with too little time to be able to actually get the plant. That is very unfortunate, but well played to Skeleton Man there. If he missed that shot, I believe the round could have gone very differently. A nice attempt for Oxford, considering that the A site was stacked there against them, but unfortunate for having their bomb carrier going down. So we're into the second to last round of the half here. Oxford forcing once again, which is not going to leave them with a very amount of money going into the last round. So they have really got to pick this up. And unfortunately, Bits, I thought he might have a bit of a chance with that scout there, but Skeleton Man obviously picking up with a stronger sniper rifle. He's going to be taking... The Cambridge is very defensive. Might have realised that he had a scout. They might know that they're on a force. But Heath taking down Dan there. And trying their best. They've gotten information that at least one more's on B site. And it looks like Cambridge are leaving the defensive A up to Skeleton Man. Cambridge managing to read Oxford's moves quite well this round. Well, this game so far, as we see the B site is stacked, despite them not having any information on where Oxford actually are. They have made the gamble. It seems like it's going to pay off. Oh, Trump 2020 getting a nice kill through the smoke there. My God, people going down like flies. I'm clicking all the wrong buttons. But Oxford look like they will get onto the site here. And Infra is left with the defense. Can't stop them from planting. And it will go down to Infra and Skeleton Man to get to retake the site. Now, interestingly, the T's are all set up in the same spot going for this defense, which is not very well advised, but it does work in their favour as it's now down to a 3-1. Infra's going to need a miracle to take down all these three, and 16 HP. But he does manage to take down Heath. I don't know what Heath was trying to do there. But they have successfully defended the site for long enough and managed to pick up Infra, not letting them save any weapons whatsoever. Now, if we look at the scoreboard very quickly, you can see that Cambridge each pulling their weight. Fluffy's out in the lead, as a captain should be, especially a captain such as he. I know he likes to be on the front lines. But they're all doing well. I'm sorry, I am doing something here, but we seem to have an interesting boost going on over here. A four-man boost. Is that allowed? Can someone confirm or deny that? I don't know. But unfortunately not paying off. Blitz missing the shot on Dan, but getting that information. Now we do have some CTs creeping around here. Dan defending valiantly with that Swag 7, getting the kill on Trump. But as being the only man they had on the site, Oxford are in and are trying to defend it. Ben getting the kill on there. Jesus Christ, the people who are trying to view are going down. It's all up to Heath on the defense. Manages to get Fluffy. It's just down to Skeleton Man. He has out of bullets in his AK, but has picked up another. Much quicker than reloading. And it's down. Skeleton Man has put down this folk. Will they fake twice? No, they won't. Come on, Heath. You've got to make it move. And he does. Heath takes the round. Now, very good round at the end there, considering Oxford money situation. I did not expect them to win that. And gives them some hope for next round. Oxford have 5 rounds now for their T side, and Cambridge have 10. It's Cambridge going into the lead here. But I'm hoping that the morale of Oxford will have gone up from those last 2 rounds. So that was quite a good round at the end there, but we'll see. Now, let's see if Cambridge have anything planned for their first round. It looks like they're all going together towards A, splitting up between Connector and Long. So Trump will be the first contact here, spots him out and gets gooched there and manages to go down as the rest chase him down. You don't think he was expecting them to be coming from Connector there. Now they've pushed up, there is the rotate, so there are 3 on A. Fluffy getting the kill on Blitz there. It's going to be up to Money Watermelon here to try and defend, get something. He manages to get 1, but not too much. Now the T's do take the site and are spread out quite far, covering connector, so they know one man's at connector, and he goes down already. So they pretty much know guaranteed that the last guy is going to be over here. 3 of them pointing their guns at their face all at once. Not much of a chance for Trigger Muffin there. So Cambridge take the first round of the second half, putting them at a bit of advantage. Most likely going to win this round. Oxford opting to full save, so it will most likely be 12-5 at the end of this round, not giving Oxford much breathing room. Looks like we're going for a classic Hush beat, don't stop. Oxford looking like they're expecting this, having all their team here. But Trump goes down with no armor. Those MAC-10s are going to be lethal. Wait till we see the MAC-10s just rinsing through them all, and we're having a disrespect here. Doesn't pay off, but then picks up it, and we do have a massive disrespect with that knife. That does give Cambridge an extra bit of money there. That's very unfortunate. Okay, Oxford have their full by this time, so let's see what they do here. Against those MAC-10 there, that was pretty much given. He takes down, Trump 2020 takes down Ben 1. Doesn't re-peek, which is good. It's Info was waiting for him there. Once again, I'm forgetting all of the keys, and as a lot of the players seem to have switched around, I'm very confused. For taking money as he pushes up all the way to playground. A bit ill-advised when not being backed up. So I think he is. A nice flash from Dan there, taking down Trump. Now we have the fight for B site there. Trading. Fundamental CS right there. Leaves 1 on each site. And it looks like Heath may be able to catch out Dan here, and he does, leaving it for a 2v1. Well read that there was a player there. Not sure if that was a luck or skill, but we don't care. Leaving it all down to Info. Cambridge will be lacking on money if they do lose this round a bit. I might have to force next round. But Info's going for it. And it looks like he's going to walk straight into Trigger Muffin's crosshair, but he can't quite get the kill. Heath biding his time, trying to see if he Info carelessly walks in front of Long. But it just seems to be a bit of time wasting here. Heath will walk up behind him and will get him killed. But Trigger Muffin finishes him off before he can do that. You know, this is a lot harder than people make it seem. I'm not very good at shit talking, you know. And looks like there's a lot of hate for Heath going on from Jane there. And the insult of "you slag" coming out. Big words for big boys there. So Oxford is setting up to 2-0 as the T's go towards Long. I meant short, where Oxford were. And it looks like they've given most of the territory up to the T's, and they haven't seemed to know what's going on with their players still spread out. Heath looking a bit too far up. I've pressed the wrong button again. But he's hearing that information. He can hear them going down connector there, and could probably hear all the footsteps. Trump carelessly goes to go for the spray down instead of actually looking from where the T's are coming from. Infra getting a nice 1v. Heath coming up behind as expected as he got the information from the listening. Blitz catching up Skeleton there, and the information has been found on where Infra is. Hopefully Heath will be able to come around behind. But they're going in 1v1s. This could be a disaster here. But Heath manages to pick up the slack and win the round. Very good round from Cambridge there. Getting off that pistol round, well, that pistol buy very effectively there. Unfortunately, despite the information on Heath, Trump's decision to try and spray through the wall when he could hear them running out kind of gave Cambridge the edge there, getting a free kill and letting them onto the site where they easily took down the rest. And then that end with the 3v1, letting everyone just go 1v1 against Infra there. Infra doing a nice job getting the kills and forcing Oxford kind of down on the money this time. Heath most likely will have to drop if they want to get utility. I mean, they can still buy if they decide that they're not going to try anything, which is advisable if you don't actually know. And I'm getting news just in from F. Moorcroft that Infra rates fat bitches. Interesting commentary. And people still telling Jane to F off. I think the respect should more go to Fluffy's profile picture. Oh, and it looks like you can still see my Steam overlay. I should probably turn off no notifications for that. Oh, you've seen everything. I'm sorry. I will do that off tab while they're paused. But it looks like we do have a tactical timeout here. Not sure if it's tactical or technology related, but you know. Yes, my name is Existence. My username is Existence indeed. New commentator, apologies. I'm the only one they could find, and even that I was trying to find others. I guarantee you a monkey could do better. Randomly hitting at keys is effectively what I'm doing, so, you know, can't be worse. But no, I'm gonna let you in on the console for a bit. We can see what was happening. Apparently one of their players was close to having a stroke, so someone else ran out of tea. Disaster, looks like. And anyway, off we go. Oh, that was very nice. Between Heath and Jamel there. Oh, bloody hell, I'm paying attention to names rather than looking. It looks like Cambridge have taken short here. Trump holding close, trying to pick up anything. Should back off now. That nade is not going anywhere, my friend. I'm not sure why you threw that. Looks like Triggerman was jumping to get some info there. Risky when the T's know you're there. They can easily catch you while you're jumping. But looks like it pays off. Info picking the on Keith, and they've taken down the A-site defense. We've got a quick rotate coming from Trump here, as understandably the T's do roll with the kills and getting down the plant. They did spot out Trump there. And Trigger Muffin seemed to lie in wait for Skeleton Man there, catching him off guard and getting that kill. My advice would be to save at this point. 4v2 ain't very great and your money's in the bog. And it looks like that's what they'll be trying to do. Cambridge not wanting to try anything too much as their money ain't too hot either. Ooh. Interesting. Regardless, the CTs managed to pull off the save, saving that AK and that M4, which will help them in the next round. Yeah, so I will, as people have actually, I don't think most people were here for my introduction, but I am a student at Oxford University. I was once upon a time the captain for the Oxford Counter Strike team, but that was, you know, few years back, and I haven't played CS in the past year. So this is me also relearning the meta and the game. As we can see, the SG is coming out for Cambridge here, which, you know, pretty much the last update that I actually remember was them reducing the cost on them. So that tells you how long ago I was. But they are superior weapon if you can learn the spray patterns, as they do have a different pattern for zooming in and being zoomed out. Anyway, Blitz, hearing the flashes going down, gets some good damage on Ben without taking any in return, and picks up some good info on there. I'm not looking at the right person there. We're having a look through the wall, trying to pick up on where that information is. Cambridge using quite a bit of utility, well, not actually that much utility at all, I'm talking out my arse again, but info picking out the frag there may encourage them to push up on the site. It does seem like what it's going to be, and Cambridge understandably opening the site on a very underbought Oxford there. Ooh. Jeez. Chat coming in hot on me. Apparently I sound old as fuck. I am a 4th year student. I'm in my final year. So maybe if you're a fresher, I am old as fuck. I was in fact born in 1996. You may have even been born in the 2000s, which is terrifying to me. Looks like Cambridge are going for a quick B take here. And they managed to be on the site with no one even knowing there, but easily picking up the kills. Oxford's forced by going down the drain, as Cambridge very, very easily picked up the site there. Once again, my advice would be for Oxford to maybe try and get a kill and a gun. But, you know, they've got to play for the draw if they do save this, so it's going to be difficult. It does go down to 1v4. That's whether you play to go for the, you know, winning 8 rounds in a row. But that was quite inevitable. I'm not sure if someone's calling me an 80s kid there or someone else in the chat. Maybe I just give off that aura. Full disclosure, do not believe in auras. It's just a saying, okay, man? Don't get all up on my ass. Please don't take away my physics degree. Now looking here, what most likely will be the final round, as Oxford buy up 2 scouts, which is a bit of a desperate buy if you ask me, but if they can make it work, they can get a lot off of that. Heath tagging Dan, but quickly goes down. I'm pressing the wrong buttons again. Ben. Oh, and Cambridge won. I forgot the Go TV does this. It doesn't show you the last round. When it changes map, it just changes map, even if you're on the delay. So, seems like Cambridge probably quickly finished up that round. You know, sorry about that. There's not much I can really do about that I know of. If any of you in chat know how to fix that, then let me know. As I say, I've never casted a game, never streamed in my life. So here we are. What a glorious day to be alive. Yeah, here we are for the second game on Mirage. Cambridge taking the first map. So they did look strong in the first half, and I believe it clearly showed that they had practiced overpass at least a lot more than Oxford had. They just kind of steamrolled it. I think Oxford lost a bit of their confidence by the end of that. But hopefully they do not let it affect them, which I imagine this is their pick, or I'm hoping it's their pick. I have no idea. I'm hoping it's Oxford's pick this time. Once was a very strong map for Oxford, quite a few years back, but then we managed to get absolutely destroyed on it by Cambridge as they, decided to do some research and realised that we had pretty standard strats that we rotate between, and they pretty easily read our pistol round and then subsequent rounds, so it was not a fun time to be alive that time. But regardless, looks like the players are joining in now as the broadcast has caught up the delay. It's allowed us to actually see into the game now. Just going to leave the auto director on its whatever it's doing for the time being, as we are just waiting for the players to ready up. Maybe some of them are getting a cup of tea. Which, hopefully every British person should go and get a cup of tea right now. I'm disappointed that I can't, as I'm here talking absolute garbage for you guys, just to fill your ears with something so you don't hear the nothingness that is life. There you go. I was silent. How did that feel for a bit? Probably nice, to be honest. Don't know if they see if I can see on the chat. I wish I had some music to play. I would genuinely go and make myself a cup of tea. But regardless, here I've got to try and fill this, however long this is going to be, with absolute nonsense. Maybe I can tell you, I don't know, bit that I know for the teams. Now, unfortunately, Oxford's team's captain is not here, so if we lose, I'm going to blame it on the lack of the Oxford captain being in. Unfortunately, with the, good old COVID-19, our best friend, all kind of back home, and I assume Cambridge is the same, but here we are not going back for our final term, which we call Trinity. I think you call it Trinity too at Cambridge. Not sure. Terms are slightly different named. But so we decided to do it online, but unfortunately the Oxford captain's internet is terrible at home. Apparently he can't play, so he was hoping to delay it until Michaelmas next year, but unfortunately, it's the varsity for the academic year of 2019 into 2020, not varsity for the academic year of 2020 to 2021. Regardless, it's how it is. I know that and I'll tell you a bit more about, I still haven't gotten rid of my Steam notifications. I'll tell you what, I'll go to a blank screen for a little while I try and get rid of the notifications. Can't I put it on Do Not Disturb? There we go. Perfect. I remember how the thing works. Isn't that beautiful? I'll go back. But in the actual esports varsity news, I know that Rocket League was played the other day, 2 days ago, and Oxford did come out victorious in that. So Oxford are 1-0 up in the overall rankings so far, but the rest of the games have been delayed until next week. There should be Hearthstone, Dota 2, League of Legends, and maybe Overwatch. Jeez, don't quote me on anything. Let me check the Discord, Let's be professional about this. I won't give you false information. Yeah, I think there is Overwatch. Yep, so there's League, Dota and Overwatch, and Hearthstone left to go after this. But they will be delayed for a week. And I'm going to quote someone from Cambridge's Society, which I believe his official name is Cambridge Universal University Digital Games Society. correct me if I'm wrong, but I know it abbreviates to CUDGS, whereas the Oxford Esports is Oxford University Sports Society. But a member from Cambridge, which I'm going to call it, said they wanted to build hype for the stream, so we'd get more viewers and more interaction, which obviously which would be nice. But I think that having a chill few people here is much better for me, as I do not have any clue what I'm doing. Looks like we have interesting. We have a sixth man on the CTs here. We've got Jesus over here on the wrong team. I'm assuming that's Jesus wrong. No, it's Skeleton Man, isn't it? Jesus is... What? Who's Jesus? Who's Jesus? Good question. Interesting. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Thanks, chat. I was completely confused there. Too busy chatting absolute garbage to work out what was going in. But there we go. Hopefully, Skeleton Man can change teams. Jesus apparently is not fucking around this time. You know, such is life. Apparently Jane needs to stop being trying to find a more politically correct term. Jane needs to stop being so cowardly and show her ankles. But personally, I believe everyone should be showing their ankles all the time. You know, just to distract everyone. Sexiest part of the body, of course. I've just gone into, don't know what I'm even doing. My favourite biscuit, bourbon. No doubt a bourbon. You see, funny enough, I'm not actually the biggest fan on chocolate things, but bourbon just does it for me. It's just beautiful. Let me know how you feel. What are your favourite biscuits? Tell me. Although I will say, bourbons are not my favourite for dunking in tea. I think ginger nuts have to get... ginger nuts have to get my favourite for dunking in tea. Jammy Dodger, good choice. Gotta love the raspberry jam filling. I do enjoy them. Although only really the originals, the kind of the limited run ones that they bring out with various different types of jam, not a big fan of. I'm not going to read that last one, but Jesus. Custard creams, good. Another classic choice. I feel like they do have a bit of competition with bourbon, similar type of biscuit, really, you know. I have no idea who Matt B is. But anyway, looks like we're starting off the knife round here. Now, let me go and normally they either do the knife round over here or in mid. Depends on what type of team you like. Looks like we're going A site. It's a classic, although CTs seem to be spreading out towards B, going for that long rotate. They are dragging them over to mid, trying to get those extra angles. And this is not an easy knife round to film now, thank you guys. It looks like we've got a bit of standing off. Blitz is out on his own here. Looks like he's going to be taken out very easily. Skeleton Man coming in behind there. And it looks like Oxford are losing the knife round once again. Oh, yes, yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at here. Does seem that the Cambridge decided to swap here. I think CT is the classic round to start on. Very often it's easy to keep your morale on the defense. A lot of these maps do go CT sided the first time, so you're normally in a better position to start the second round. But anyway, the second game is off. And let's see how Cambridge set up. They've got going for a 1 on A site, which is quite risky on the first round there. But very often they do go to B on the first round, but it looks like Oxford have opted to go towards A, which personally I like. It's harder to take, hoping they have some utility, which they do not, so it's going to be a very hard take. As they kind of wait up there, and Cambridge taking them down as they kind of took a bit too long to come out. Jesus is just out in the middle of nowhere trying to get the plant, and it's all down to Trigger Me, and he goes down. Unfortunate there for Oxford. I think they should have gone into site a bit earlier. Needed a bit of utility. Generally, it's very difficult to get onto a site without any form of smoke, since you've got all those angles coming from kind of connector, heaven. Oh, I've forgotten what it's called. Window. Jungle, I think it might be called. Jeez, I believe it's jungle. I haven't played this in so long. But I do like a good old A taking the pistol around. Unfortunately. It does look like Oxford are going for the second round B, but they are going to connect to try and get through mid. Maybe they can catch it, but Fluffy spotted one. Nade manages to miss them all. He's getting a bit caught out here. No shots connecting from either team. But he's going to watch for the boost. He's probably going to catch out Heath here. But he is very slow to react there, unfortunately, but manages to get him with the USP. Oh, and comes around, and that was a beautiful shot right there. But it looks like Fluffy is going to be trying to clean this up. Doesn't manage to. Leaving it all down to Jesus, Lord and Saviour. To try and klutz around with a simple Glock. I can't remember if the select fire you can actually hear as the other team anymore. It looks like he's going to die. Damn, missing the first shot. Bit embarrassing, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he's only got a Glock. What's it going to do? Burst fire tap you at close range? What a joke. Looks like Matt's already gone crazy with power after being modded. Okay. I have gotten news of some of the ranks. It appears that that Jesus and Jamal are Novas, which for what case? They are definitely doing quite well, holding their own against Cambridge, who I know are actually much higher ranks than that, and Blitz is MG2. So, in all fairness, doing very well, and this is definitely a last game they should be proud of. If they are those ranks, to work in a team is pretty difficult, and when you're up against a team like Cambridge, it's even more so. But it looks like they're executing the A site here, getting down those classic smokes that land very well. Trigger Muffin coming in connector, which manages to catch them by surprise in the back. Usually this isn't a smoke you do when you're coming from connector, because you know that's what it cuts out. So I'm not going to blame him for getting caught out there. Unfortunately, the players do go down in connector as expected when they start rotating. Jesus is going to try and hold the Cubby Horner. Cambridge should know and shouldn't have actually have gotten that kill. But it's all down to Jamal to try and get this defusal denial, but manages to go down in the process, giving Cambridge the third round. And Heath and Trigger are apparently supreme. As I say, I don't know about Cambridge as well. I could probably see what Fluffy's rank is, I'm not sure. But so I am friends with him on Facebook, humble brag. Blitz coming out, getting that kill on Fluffy. I wish I would have seen that and be paying attention. Trigger getting the kill on Ben. Very nice. Skeleton Man coming to put the pressure on as they try and go up Catwalk. But Oxford in a good position here. Need to find... it's a good time to kind of back off, reset. Ooh, but Dan getting that spray down on Blitz and Jesus there, that is unfortunate and completely turns the tide there. Yeah, so I do believe Fluffy was global. I don't know if he still is. But he definitely was back when global was easy to get. No, that was very well done from Dan getting that spray down. They were injured, so it wasn't the hardest to make, but very important. Takes it down from a 4v3 to a 3v2. So looking heavily in Cambridge's favour here, but still Mirage is very hard to hold with just 3 people, as you see. They're very spread out. So it's kind of up to Skeleton Man here to try and get the defense. If you can take down 1, that's all you really need at the moment. Heath is low. But if you can take down 2, obviously that's even better. He's just hiding on site, getting that information, delaying so Dan here can rotate. And he's going to peek as they plant it, using his ears to the fullest effect and playing that perfectly. Another round goes to Cambridge. Shots being fired in the chat, accusations being thrown. I will not repeat on camera. Do not want to get sued for defamatory. Well, slander, that's the word I'm looking for. I'm not a lawyer. It looks like Oxford on a force buy rounds, setting up for A. They don't have any utility, which once again, as I stated earlier, this is not a good idea to go for A site with no utility. Blitz getting spotted. Cambridge not being shaken, but the bomb is going back towards B. So it could be in for a fake here, which is not really going to play out because Cambridge, knowing that they're on a force, will not rotate all their players. So it's going to be up to 2 here. But it looks like they've managed to fake it with kind of 2.5 players there. But Dan will spot the bomb in just a second, taking down Jesus. Seems to be Blitz is staying here, trying to get something, but it's not really going to work. Dan just holding this angle and getting destroyed by Trigger Muffin there. Absolutely beautiful shot. But unfortunately we lagged out and didn't see it there. But unfortunately it's going to look like Cambridge have rotated and taken them down. My favourite flavour of Pringles. I've not had Pringles in a long time. 'Cause, you know, I mean, it's sour cream and it is sour cream and onion, isn't it? It's got to be one of the classic choices. I'm not sure. Salt and vinegar is a bit polarizing, isn't it? I do like salt and vinegar flavored crisps, though. Fluffy got the early kill on Blitz there. It's a very easy thing to get on Mirage. It's very, very common that the CT will peek and get a kill there. And unless you've kind of got an AWP that's competent enough to watch for the jump or watch it, it can be very difficult to defend against, if you're alone especially. Unfortunately, Heath going down there, as Infra is in a very open position, but unfortunately Oxford are not pushing together, so aren't seeing any trades coming in. Just getting picked off one by one. Very unfortunate there. Oxford's unfortunately going 6-0. I imagine they're confident is taking their hits. It's the best out of 3, so as things are dying, I don't want to call it call it too early, but it's a best of 3, so most likely this will be the last map as it's going. Fluffy going for the B peak, should be able to pick one out here. Ooh, and unfortunately misses the shot there. But the mollies go down, absolutely destroying the T's momentum there. They were very well prepared for that. Mollies came out incredibly quickly, making up for Fluffy's missed shot there. It's just going to be re-smoking. At this point, personally, I would have debated not smoking it and just waiting for it to run out so you get that more information, but it just kind of gives them more time to spread out. But with 5 players on the CT side, you definitely have a bit of leeway. Ooh, does look like Heath did get picked up there by something. I'm not sure what he got picked by there. Oh, you may have gotten shot through the wall. Who knows? I don't know where you can shoot through anymore. Fluffy most likely just going to be holding here. Unfortunately chooses the wrong moment to move, and Heath gets up a couple of shots on him. Another smoke goes down. Oxford should most likely just back off here and try their best to save in this 2v5 situation, which is not ideal for Hyatt, seeing as CTs can cover a lot of ground. With 3 of them sat on the B side right now, it wouldn't be impossible. Not sure what he's doing, but goes down in the end. What brand of toilet paper? Jeez, I'd have to go and check. As I'm at home right now, as you know, being an Oxford student, kind of get hauls, so I don't exactly buy my own toilet paper. I'm at home, living with my mother at the moment, so not in charge of the disaster that is trying to shop for toilet paper at the moment. Dan watching mid at the moment. T's looking like they're setting up for something here. Throwing a smoke down to get the cross. But there is a slight gap in there. Will Dan be able to pick it out? He does watch them cross. Gets the information, but doesn't connect with the shot. He does go for the repeat, which is ill-advised. But luckily nothing comes back on it. Apologies for hitting all the wrong buttons there. Oh god. Skeleton Man going for the peak. Just backing off. T's just holding their position, probably trying to figure out where they believe the CT's to go, think of their next course of action. Ben's watching connector, and we've got Infra on, god, Palace. You can watch the cogs turn in my brain. We've got 2 back towards CT. It's looking for a good hold. Looks like they're willing to go. Dan getting the pick. He was actually on ticket booth, I imagine, looking towards connector there. Getting a good kill. But we will have some engagement over towards B. Fluffy in a great position to defend this. Gets the kill off of Heath, and then, well, not Heath, whoever was the first one there. I'm getting tired now, boys. I've been talking too much. This is a lot of wasted oxygen. But unfortunately, Cambridge go 8 up. And none. Fortunately, Oxford, I think, with the kind of substitutes, I don't think they've had the most time to practice together. So kind of lacking on the defense front, but Trigger Muffin coming in with that 1 dig. It's a great kill to pick up. As the T's pushing to the site, but with no armor. They do have armor actually, but with no real guns, not particularly much they can do. Fluffy's most likely gonna just hold this, be able to get him. Misses the shot. He has missed a few of them recently. No, unfortunately, Trigger Muffin gets the kill on Fluffy. Just a bit of damage done, but unfortunately, money's not really an issue for Cambridge now. That is one lucky thing that I do. I don't think I have too much longer left of talking. I think I might revise my opinion. I think this might have been Cambridge's pick. They have been very good very good against us on it previously, and I mean Mirage is one of the more popular maps, so they probably have practiced it. And when you're going up a team that has practiced it, they know what site they're holding, the course, you know, when to rotate, game sense on point, and they're working as a team. It's very, very difficult to come on it, especially on T side, and you often need something to work. You've kind of got two choices. A site, you've got a lot of executes that can be made. B site as well, but more so on A. B, a lot more relies on the difference in skill, because you can get in there if you can get the shots. You can get in there quite easily with very few tactics. But then getting caught in the open there, it probably wasn't worth it. Buys. Jesus, unfortunately, not being able to get the kill on Imp as he runs through the smoke there. It's left for Blitz with the AWP. We do have an auto sniper out for Cambridge there that I missed. On Fluffy. That's probably going to cause Blitz to back off there and save, but there is Infra pushing through Palace, looking to get this frag. Fortunately, Blitz does stop looking at it, but I think he just managed to get past. I think Infra may have spotted him there as he's dropping back, but we could see a save here. Fluffy is going to try and chase down, but won't particularly want to give that auto sniper away. So it does look like Blitz gets away with the AWP. Oh no. Disaster strikes there. That means that Blitz gets no money there. That is unfortunate. I'm not sure why he decided to peek at the end there. You know you're safe. Just stay where you are. You don't want to run into someone. Cambridge taking it to 10 rounds. Oxford being forced on their last legs. Unfortunately, as I say, I don't think they've got much really practice to go on here other than the standards, which very nice shot by Dan there, but they're not going to be able to work against Cambridge. Dan just holding the angle here, waiting for Oxford to walk into it. He doesn't panic on the shoulder peek, whether he just didn't react or was actually waiting for the re-peek, but manages to get that shot off very nicely. Oxford still tempting it, pushing up slowly, but they do have about 2 whoops and an auto sniper watching their position. Dan has spotted both of them, well, all of them now, so they know no one else is anywhere, so CTs are going to start pushing behind. So Jesus here is operating on borrowed time. Not sure why no one in Cambridge decided to kind of go back towards CT there, as they did spot all 3. Might let Jesus get away with the gun here. Which is actually... I don't know if you could hear that, but I need food. Managing to get off the plant. I don't know how Cambridge have let this happen. That is very, very sloppy by Cambridge. As I say, they saw all 3 of them in their B, whatever it's called there. Letting them get a plant, dropping the ball there. Don't know why no one covered CT. But good efforts by Jesus. I would have probably recommended trying just to get the plant and running away and letting them defuse it, just to get that extra plant money. But they also, not sure how much tactics really factor into a game when unfortunately you're 11 rounds down. Well, we've got a break. Let's have a look. You can see unfortunately looking, I mean, the good thing about this point in the game is that as T's you can kind of buy up each round. Cambridge have no need to worry about money unless if they've got enough to kind of still buy for 2 more rounds. If they do lose one, so they don't really need to worry about money for the rest of this game anymore. We look at the kills. Unfortunately, Jamal and Heath on 0 kills there, 0 assists, and 11 deaths, which is not great for the morale. I think Heath has been trying to look to open up, but Cambridge's defence has been on the lookout for that. He just hasn't been able to get anything done. Cambridge opting to ditch the auto snipers as we get back into the game. Looks like we're going for a quick B. This might be certainly Dan. We're trying to get a man out into centre. Dan's going to be watching for that though. Please don't jump trigger me. Ooh, does correctly guess where the bullets were coming from there. Almost gets caught out by Blitz, but manages to get away with his life there. Now we see B site. Fluffy is doing a very good job at just pushing up and making sure that they can't do anything at B. And Dan, not quite sure how he's still alive at the moment by all these re-peaks. Hopefully he should go down here, but no, what a shot onto Trigger Muffin there. Trigger Muffin definitely should have had that. Heath finally showing up, getting a kill there. I think there's getting 2. In fact, both Jesus and Heath have decided to show up a bit, which is good. This hopefully will bring back a bit of morale. Fluffy's going to be the sole defender here. Jesus, a bit slow to react, unfortunately. Letting Fluffy get the scope and the kill on him. Apologies for the lag there. That was not just me streaming it. But regardless, Heath are going to be trying to lead Jamal to victory here, but unfortunately not quite getting what he wanted. Leaving Jamal a bit out in the open. He's brought out the bomb, never a good idea. Cambridge just cleaning up. But nonetheless, it's Raj, very good map for AWPs. A lot of long angles, and if you have the team to cover your back, it can be very, very powerful. Very difficult to combat without your own AWP and a good AWPer. Which is, I think, a bit why Oxford is struggling at the moment. There's a good amount of coordination going on with Cambridge, and unfortunately Oxford, I think, lacking a bit of the experience that Cambridge do. Just kind of struggling behind a little. As you can see, I'm forgetting to put my hands on the keyboard and looking at what's happening. But we're set up towards A. Blitz going underpass. Might be able to get connector. Not sure what the T's are waiting for. Once again, playing off the fact that Cambridge do very well at holding. They're not very aggressive, even at this late stage of the game. It does make sense having 2 AWPs. But you can see how much Cambridge will get regarding information if they just pushed on B, or even up mid, kind of catwalk. Which I think, there we go. Blitz did get caught out there, so Oxford are going to be pushing in as they have lost their man who was going to be coming behind. Getting the smoke down onto CT and pushing into the site. Heath trying to open up here as, oh god, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. But Cambridge getting those trades back on them, pushing in, getting the planter. Very unfortunate for Oxford here. Heath has been spotted, which means that Fluffy might go for the disrespectful no scope, but he has decided to scope in. And Heath is holding, leaving just Dan with an AWP, not the easiest weapon to retake with when you have 2 players. Does go for the fake. And I think this might be Oxford's first round here. Heath bringing the pain, getting that ace on opening up the A site. and manages to get Oxford their first round. Very well played for Heath there, managing to get those shots. Oxford did a good job pushing into the site after, especially taking use of after Blitz went down. They knew they needed to go. The jig was up, and kind of managing to take advantage of the fact that the CTs were still somewhat distracted at mid. And managed to push the site together and get the trades when needed. Cambridge did a great effort for trying to retake the site, but unfortunately Heath was just connecting those shots. And the AWP on Dan for trying to retake the 2v1 is never advised, because you've only got that one shot. Even if you hit one, you've still got the other player to worry about, and they did manage to peek him at the same time. Maybe not at the beginning, but they had the right idea there, so that was excellent. Heath is nicely showing off his AWP there. Regardless, we're not seeing a 16-0 today, boys, I'm afraid. Well, unless Oxford do manage to bring this back, and perhaps we'll see a 16-0 in the next game. What a lovely event that would be, forcing me to talk absolute garbage for another game. I've already had to fill a lot of time, and I really don't want to watch this back, or anyone else to watch it, to be honest. So, good job. There will be a third map if Cambridge do manage to lose this. Infra pushing up into Palace here is going to pick out Heath, managing to put that P250 to use there, but does get dinked in the process, putting him down to 11 health. With an AWP, that's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely not ideal. Does mean you have to play a bit more defensively. But this is a chance. It's gone down to 4v4. Oxford don't have to push this. They can wait for Cambridge to reset. But once again, Oxford losing a lot of map control. Cambridge not taking advantage of it, which is very, very lucky for them. If they're up against a more aggressive team, this could be a different story. Oh, Dan managing to finish off Heath's, I believe he tagged him just through the wall, which was very lucky there. We're going to see a push onto the A site. We've got a smoke down on Catwalk, but Ben, there's none on Connector, which means that Ben was free to push through. This is what I mean about the A site. You've got to make sure you cut off those angles. There's a lot to worry about when you're going to site, because although there wasn't on Cambridge, there could have been someone hidden on site. You could have had someone up underneath balcony, up on kind of on balcony as well. But you've got a lot to worry about if you don't have those smokes. Fluffy putting down the distraction for Dan to get that AWP kill on mid. As the T's continue to push up mid. They're going with a lot more aggressive here, but unfortunately Dan could see them on the cross there. Managing to take one down. Trigger Muffin bringing the pain with the SG there. But bombs down on mid. 2v1. Most certainly not impossible, but with the bomb down you've lost some options. But I don't think Cambridge know that the bomb is down currently. They might be able, because I don't know if it shows up behind the little lip on the edge there, but that will be difficult. But they've kind of got their angles covered. I do believe they know where Trigger is. So he's going to push up looking for this kill there. Does manage to get it despite missing him on the first look. And now it's going to be the betting game. Does the CT stay at B? Does he try and go to mid so he's quick to rotate and pick him up here? Does he go to A? Looks like they are settling on different sites, but Trigger Muffin maybe just checking, or is he going to try and go towards B? We did step there. I don't know if Skeleton Man heard that. I think he did. And he takes him down. Very unlucky there. And that is the end of the first half. Fortunate Trigger Muffin stepping there. I think he might have gotten that if he kept quiet. But give him his due. I think by that point he expected him to be on A. Probably around CT. But he didn't look that way, so I'm not sure what Trigger was thinking there. But we're off to the second half. Looks like Cambridge are going to be going for the rush. Well, it's the old connector to mid to A, or we used to do a strat where we run down to mid and ran back up to CT and then back to B. But it looks like we're going connected to A, which is a very nice strat. And managing to open the site very well, getting those kills. But we could see Trigger Muffin coming back in with the one taps. He has been carrying the team this game. But Jamal's going to be pushing in. Once again, this is where you want to be going in together. You can't. You left it up to 2 1v1s there rather than trying to get it to a 1v2. But regardless, it was a good strat by Cambridge. I quite enjoy. I believe we once upon a time did a strat where we did underpass connected to A, and it does catch a surprising amount of people off guard because they're so eager to find that B rush or defend to the rush B that they do get eager to go towards B. But the one man on the B site for the second round for the CTs is very unfortunate. They did push and get 1 kill. I'll just take a moment to appreciate that. Did manage to pick up a gun, but unfortunately not going to be able to do much. Unfortunately, I think that this may be it. I believe Trigger Muffin just got caught there by his teammate Heath. And I think we're going to see him getting chased down here. Ooh, and we do have a knife. But this is the final round, and unless he he hasn't got kit, so it's done. This is the final round. Cambridge have taken the second game and taking the match. So that is your varsity game, varsity match. I hope you enjoyed. You can see the players here. I hope I wasn't too bad. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the commentary wasn't too bad. To be honest, sex is always on my mind, so it's understandable. I was meant to visit my girlfriend. She lives in Canada, but obviously couldn't do that, so unfortunate there. But well done to Cambridge. Oxford, considering you are missing your captain, and I believe there was a big difference in ranks there, it is definitely not a game, well, neither game is something to be ashamed of. And I think it gives you some good ideas for what you should work on, I believe. But in the end, good games. Cambridge did win varsity 2 matches, 10-0, in quite a spectacular fashion. But that is it. And so I hope to see you all next year. Ta-ra.